Hello, I'm Mike Saunders from Therefore Corporation, and I will show you how our Universal Connector can get more value out of your existing Windows applications. With the Universal Connector, it's possible to link many line of business programs to a document repository, making it easy to save and search for documents with just a few key presses.
For example, an invoice arrives at an office and the relevant data is entered into an ERP system for early booking. But what happens to the original printed document? An employee could manually scan and save this document into Therefore, entering the index data by hand, but this takes time and increases the possibility of typing errors. With the Universal Connector, the employee can simply press a key combination from inside their ERP program. This prompts the employee to scan in the document, which is then saved into Therefore using index data automatically extracted from the ERP program. Later, the employee can access the invoice in the ERP system and again with a single key combination view the received invoice document in Therefore. Let's look at how easy it is to configure the connector. Here we have an example ERP system that we've created for this demo. You can see a dialog showing information for an incoming invoice that has just been booked. We will configure the connector to extract data from this dialog so that we can save the original invoice document into Therefore. First, we need to create a Universal Connector profile which we will call Incoming Invoices. Then we need to specify the application window from which the connector should extract data. Clicking Select opens the Finder tool and we can drag it onto the dialog we need. The handle, title and class are filled out and we can click OK to continue. By default, the dialog title is fixed, but it can be modified if necessary. Our next step is to define the index fields that will be used to tag the documents in Therefore. Click Add and drag the Finder tool over the required index field. By default, the Universal Connector uses Window class and the top left corner of the dialog to locate the field in the dialog. We enter a name for the field and click OK. In some applications, resizing a window changes the position of the fields. This could move them away from where the Universal Connector expects to find them. To solve this, we can tell the connector to use a label in the dialog as an anchor field, and then locate dependent index fields relative to this anchor. This also helps if your line of business software is updated and small changes are made to the interface, as you shouldn't need to reconfigure the connector. Once we have defined all of the other index fields, we need to select the action that will be triggered by the connector. You can search existing Therefore documents, scan in new documents, or save documents to Therefore from your hard drive. Here we'll choose Save. We need to set a keyboard shortcut, which in our case is Ctrl and I. Then we will choose the Therefore category into which we will save the invoice. Next, we map the fields from our ERP program to the appropriate fields in the Therefore category. We can choose to open the saved document straight away in Therefore, click OK and Finish. Now, in the ERP program, we can press Ctrl and I to trigger the connector and select the invoice document file. This is then saved into Therefore with the index fields automatically populated using data from our ERP program. A profile only needs to be created once and can then be used on all Therefore clients running the Therefore Universal Connector.
For outgoing invoices, Therefore offers an efficient solution using the Content Connector together with the Universal Connector.
In this example, the ERP system saves a copy of the outgoing invoice as a PDF, with the invoice number as part of the file name. Then, the Content Connector uses an indexing profile which automatically assigns the invoice number from the file name. The rest of the index data is sourced from the ERP system's database. Now, employees can easily find the invoices from their ERP system, again with a single key combination, thanks to the Universal Connector.
So, as you've seen, the Universal Connector lets you expand your existing IT investment with the powerful search and storage features of Therefore. Many Windows-based programs are supported, and it's easy to set up.